Welcome to Kicking and Streaming. My name is Tyler. I want to go over today the FIIX hacking tool. We're going to call this a cautionary tale in spotting cheaters. Basically, what I want to do is outline what the FIIX tool is, or FIIX tool, and what it can do, how it works, the features that it can apply to your game, and ultimately how to spot the people who are using these hacks, because the main point of this video is not to condone what's happening. It is for education purposes and to allow you to identify the problems that are there and also eliminate cheating altogether. Primarily, I want to promote this for the Pro Club section, but it definitely applies to all sorts of other ones. For instance, Ultimate Team, Seasons, Draft, whatever you play, it will probably apply, but I'm going to apply it mostly to the Pro Clubs community, or the Clubs community as it's called now, both smalls and also 11v11. So let's take a look. First and foremost, this is exclusive to PC players, PC gamers. What I mean by exclusive, I mean those who can enable these cheats are only going to be PC players. It's impossible for, at this time anyway, for console players, Switch, Xbox, PS, whatever it is. You can't really use these cheats. It's only for the PC players. But you can find benefit if you are on a console, if the PC player has these hacks enabled, and I'll tell you exactly how. This device alters the gaming environment for those who play in a lobby with the captain being a PC player. The intent is to edit your players, or edit those who are in the lobby with you, or from an ultimate team perspective, or from a Seasons perspective where it's 1v1, it allows you to gain an unfair advantage in all aspects of the game. From a club's perspective, what you can do are a few things. So you can create, in a smalls environment, you can create a lobby which has all of your AI players, or the bots, as they're called, be rated 99 overall. Now what that does is it allows those bots to have 99 stats in every attribute. So whether you want to catch them for pace, or you want to catch them for strength, or what, jumping height, you're probably not going to be able to beat them in any way. I mean, it's almost impossible to really break down a defense, even if they have 85 bots. Now you put that in as a 99 bot with no any, and it's almost impenetrable. There's virtually no way that you could make that happen. So what you can do, you can customize height, work rate, again, give them 99 rating. You can add all play styles for your bots. And what I mean by all play styles, I mean everything can be given as playstyle plus. At least that's the modification that is currently available. They may change that for the future, who knows. But essentially you can also accessorize and personalize players, but you have to personalize them all in uniform fashion, meaning you can't just select the defense, you can't just select the midfield, you can't just select the attack. It has to be all or nothing. So you're essentially editing players that are AI, and it's a uniform selection. So that's okay, whatever. You can also manipulate matchmaking and create an XP boost. So with the Playstyles Plus, you're manipulating those players to have all gold, and gives everyone on your team all the gold Playstyles Plus, the goalkeeper ones all the way to the attack ones. You get everything. That's just one function of that. Now, that does also apply to 11v11. If you're in the lobby and the PC player is the captain, you can enable the hack and give all the Playstyles Gold Playstyles Pluses to your entire team. That includes your pro, that includes the other pros, that includes AI, that includes everything. So no matter what, you can give everybody all the gold Playstyles Plus, which is ridiculous. I mean, obviously it gives an unfair advantage to that entire team, because then not only do you have what is labeled as a 255 rating in everything, but you also get your pro and the ability to beat people for pace and whatever. So it's a huge advantage when playing against these teams. I mean, can you imagine going against 99 everything? It creates an extreme unfair advantage. You can also create an unlimited skill points hack that allows you to toggle the box, go into your pro section, and it unlocks all the ability to get skill points. Now, there's an easy way to identify this. And to be frank, it's not even that creative. When you go in there and you start clicking, you'll see it in the video here, but you start selecting these items. It says you have 360 skill points remaining. And honestly, once I save that and go back out, anybody that can see my pro can see that I have 300 and so on skill points available to use. So that one shouldn't be used in any kind of competitive environment, but I'm sure somebody will try it. But keep in mind that it is easily identifiable. Now, moving on to actual matches, there are certain ways that you can manipulate matches. So the key features are instant win, which there are a few variations that you can do, but essentially you're giving yourself an instant win. You can do an instant win where on goal, meaning if you score, you can then give yourself a goal, and then of course it automatically will give you the win at that point. You can also disconnect other players who are playing with you. Now that's typically used in a 1v1 scenario, but you can definitely do that when you're playing clubs. You can give them an instant win, or you can give yourself an instant win for your entire team, and it'll disconnect the other team and your opponents. You can also freeze the ball. When freezing the ball and selecting the freeze ball option, it actually puts the ball at the center of the field in the dot and locks it there. You cannot move it. You may have seen this in a recent Ultimate Team game or something along those lines, but it does allow you to lock the ball at the kickoff spot. And then you can't move it. So you're essentially, once you've scored a goal, you lock the ball, then hey, the other person's going to quit out, right? Because it's an unfair advantage. You can also do all-time green finishing. So when I press B and then press B again, it automatically green times. It looks like they've added an additional feature on the latest update that allows you to do a one button or even hide it. So it doesn't show green timing at all, but it still gives you the benefits of green timing. So they're getting a little bit more creative and a little bit more conspicuous to make it happen. But, you know, either way, there are ways to spot this kind of thing. So, and then on top of that, you can do score line altering, although that doesn't seem to be working in a lot of the game modes, especially Ultimate Team. You can't just give yourself a bunch of goals and then give the other guy none. So it doesn't seem to work in Ultimate Team. So that's good. And then you can also add unlimited subs. Again, that doesn't apply to clubs. It does apply to Ultimate Team, but I don't think it works in Ultimate Team. I didn't personally test this, obviously, but I also didn't even use Ultimate Team here because it doesn't help the testing capabilities. Most of the tests that I was in and saw did not involve anybody except for smalls on club side. So no Ultimate Team cheats here, but I will cover them as education purposes, but I'm not going to condone that you use any of these. But this is just to let you know what is there and how we can combat this as a community. From the Ultimate Team perspective, Ultimate Team is not so ultimate anymore. We can gather info from players, and the screens that you'll see are, you'll be able to see the user ID or the EA ID of the player that you're playing against. You can hide your own. You can modify the squad battle strength, meaning you can put it from beginner all the way to legendary. So if you play in a legendary one, you can then change the rating of the players down to beginner, and then you'll be able to dominate and still get the legendary XP, right? That's beneficial for some, but again, that's pathetic. You can hide your identity so that the opponent does not see your EA ID on the screen, and you can obviously avoid losses through desyncing the other user. If you do check the desync box, it will desync your opponent, and then you select the desync reason, you tell it why, and it will automatically kick the user with that reason. It's completely dog shit. Honestly, it's pathetic, and it shouldn't be able to happen, but these are the things that people can do with these cheats. For disconnects, obviously we've talked about the instant disconnects, and you can bypass those reasons and bypass checks. There are some cool features there that are helpful for people who just use PC, but again, I don't think you want to get this hacking tool in order to just allow you to not get the AFK screen, you know, when you pause in a club's match, and then it says it gives a countdown. You can bypass that with this hacking tool. So that's one actually beneficial feature. If you have to go to the bathroom, you pause, you come back, and it doesn't impact you at all. It doesn't kick you from the game, nothing. So it's beneficial, but again, do not use this tool. It is cheating, and in Pro Clubs Nation, which is the league that I own, we will not be allowing any of these cheats to be active. And we'll talk about how we can block those things from happening and how we can mitigate cheating. Because we always want to make sure that we are keeping our competition level at the best or the highest, because we don't want cheaters to be involved in our community. And if they are, we want to give you the opportunity to spot them and report it to us or to EA. So spotting cheaters, let's talk about that, because again, there are a couple other things you can do. You can manipulate the matchmaking and all that stuff, but that's not particularly helpful and not really helpful for this video, to be fair. But I want to talk about spotting the cheaters in your lobby. While awareness is the key, recognizing cheaters in the lobby can save you from a compromised gaming experience. So let's learn how to spot them. There is a red flag when it comes to the 99 AI. Let's say you're in a smalls game with a couple of friends and you want to play a game and suddenly the bots are running really fast. You want to identify as to whether or not they are using the 99 AI bot cheat. Just go over to the team performance or player performance section in the game. Scroll across to the other team if you have to hit RB. And then you can double check and see on the left-hand side everybody's rating. It's an easy way to identify whether or not somebody has a 99 rating, whether their bots are 99, whatever. But there is an easier way to see all the capabilities that are out there. So that's the 99 rating. If you just want to check for 99 rating, go to the player performance and you can see their rating right there. Now, if you want to see the all gold playstyles thing I mentioned earlier, just head on over to the team management section, and you can then see on your team if someone's cheating. You can go over, scroll over to the playstyles, and if they have all the gold playstyles plus, then you know they're cheating. But again, you can't really see anybody else's on other teams. You can only really see yours because you're managing your team. But again, it should be something that you should be able to identify pretty easily. And also in the bottom left-hand corner when you're playing, it'll show all of their cheats, whether you're in the skill games or whatever. But in the upper right-hand corner in-game, it'll show all of the gold ones for you. They do not activate in-game when it comes to the spotting over the head, but they do activate at the top, and they do show that they are working. There's another tool in this for the Pro Club section that's called XP Boost. The XP Boost gives you an immediate 10.0. So an easy way to spot that is if after 5 minutes, if the player has a 10.0, well, guess what? They're hacking. It's almost impossible. I think it probably is impossible, but I don't know. At 10.0 at 5 minutes in is virtually impossible. So if anybody has 10.0, you check again the player performance screen, you should be able to see that they have a 10.0 and they are hacking. It's virtually impossible to get that. So again, that's what we call the premature perfect rating. Now, one thing I want to say about this is that almost everything in these hacking tools is predicated or hinged on the fact that the captain is a PC player and the captain enables these things in their game. If the captain is console, the odds of a mass impact with everybody else being, hacked are very low. In fact, I think they're 0 because you can't really hack anything on a console at this time. But for the PC players, still in that lobby, if they are not captain, they could still be hacking. Now, again, if you look at their Playstyles Plus or you look at their rating or you look at their overall, those are dead giveaways, right? Now, keep in mind, though, that requires you to look at your team. Now, if the other team is doing it, there's really no way to see their Playstyles Plus during the game. However, it's pretty obvious to see if they have certain traits enabled. And again, in PCN, it's not going to be as big of an issue because we'll be able to have streamers And so you'll be able to see if those issues are present, and I don't think they will be, mostly because our community is better than that. But now there are some subtle hacks that this thing does offer up. I mentioned the green timing all time. How are you going to identify whether it's an illegitimate green time or a legitimate one? That's a difficult thing to identify because some people are really good at green timing, and that's just a part of the game. So be aware of that. If you see a player who does not have any fault in their green timing, like for instance, yellow times, red times. If a player red times, the odds are they're not using this tool to hack their green time finishing. Now, again, that could be manipulated and modified, but again, it's something that is unlikely. Now, they could have some other controller modifier like a Zen or something like that that gives them all-time green time, so that might not be relevant to this, but again, keep in mind, if you're only seeing green times and no red or yellow, then chances are they're hacking. Now, you can hide this, again, like I said, in the green time. You can hide that you're hacking the green time. But if somebody is getting green time power or green time placement without green timing, it's kind of a dead giveaway. So, be aware of that. What I think we're going to do with regard to how PCN can address this, because I think this is a big implication of what we're going to do moving forward, is we want to eliminate the cheating. So ideally, we want to make it so that a console player has to host, I think. We haven't come to that conclusion yet, but I think that is going to be the conclusion, so stay tuned there. It eliminates, one, that the mass of players will be able to cheat, and two, even if you have a PC and you are playing on PC and you host, we will make you do some verifications that other groups aren't going to have to do, just so you can host from PC. So we have a few options that we can take, but again, the first step is just make sure that a PC player isn't hosting in the lobby that you're in. And that's one way to curb this. But again, almost everything hinges on the fact that a PC player is hosting and making those edits. So it should be a pretty easy thing to curb in our league, but moving forward, it may not be helpful for others. So in conclusion, this tool may seem appealing to you, but it distorts the spirit of play. Using such tools not only jeopardizes your reputation, but the integrity of the entire gaming community. It is essential to remember that as titles evolve, so do cheating methods. And so we may have to do another video surrounding this as things become more advanced. We have people in the community that will get a subscription to this, but keep in mind, do not use it in our games. If you play it in smalls, that's out of my control. I'm not going to be upset, but again, people in the community will. So if you do see that, make sure you notify the people and let them know that they're cheating, or notify EA, or notify the admins of that league, because again, we want to make sure that cheating mechanisms are not allowed in this community. So if you do suspect that someone is cheating, report it. Report it to the admins, report it to EA, whatever. And together we can ensure a fair and enjoyable gaming environment for everyone. Game responsibly, respect the rules, respect each other, and let's keep our community of PCN and others cheat-free. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Moving forward, we're going to have this channel for a method of creating some cool tactical breakdowns with a telestrator. We're going to have some shows that are going to be really cool for everybody. I think they'll want to watch it, breaking down some of the coolest tactics or the most functional, really, the meta tactics in pro clubs, in 11s, and also around other communities, whether it's Ultimate Team, etc. So I want to kind of bring the telestrator to clubs and to video gaming, because right now not a lot of people are doing it, and they just play the game without actual tactics involved, and I'd like to change that. So keep in mind, this is for educational purposes only, and to keep our community aware of what's going on around them and how to spot these frauds. So thank you very much for your time. Like and subscribe. Have a great day.